Vop, why do you want to be the mayor of Indianapolis?
Because I love this city. I've got the experience, I've got the knowledge, and I've got a vision for where we can go.
We have a Democratic mayor who could seek re-election. Have you talked to the mayor about your plans, and where does he stand?
Well, I can't tell you where he stands, but I know that he and I have talked. He and I talked about some months back.
So would you be running even if he decides to run for re-election?
Well, can't say what he's going to do, but I do intend to run.
So you served on the City County Council since 2012. Yes. You were the president. What can't you do as City County Council president that you want to do as mayor?
So as City County Council president, or a councilor in general, I'm one of 25. And so in many ways, my focus is on my district. So one of 25 different councilors who represent 25 different districts. As mayor, it is the entire county, the entire city. And that way you can put a vision together that you can bring to life.
What would you say are your priorities as mayor?
I appreciate that very much. Principally three: infrastructure, affordable housing, of course, and public safety.
Some ideas on how to flesh that out?
Sure. So affordable housing, we know that there's so many families that are dealing with the stresses of just being able to keep a roof over their heads, and especially safe and affordable, roof, over their heads. We can't have that in a world-class city. My big goal is for us to have a city that other people want to move into, that other people want to come to. This is not flyover country as I see it. This needs to be a place that the people here believe that they belong, that it's their city, they own it. My goal on that housing component is that with the abandoned homes that we see, the empty lots, how do we get those put back into use? We have a huge need. On public safety, there needs to be, of course, fair and firm ways that we address our crime. But there should be no fear that anyone has in their home, on their streets, and in their neighborhoods. How do we continue the work that we've done that has brought down violent crime, for the last few years? Continue that moving forward. And then, when it comes to infrastructure, we know the challenges that we've got when we go down the street and we see potholes. A far more comprehensive way of addressing those, the use of our streets, and working with the state to get even more funding that can help us to get there.
Would you be critical of the mayor and the job that he's done?
My job right now, going forward, is painting the vision of what an Osili mayorship would look like. And that is an ownership, or a mayorship, I should say, that every single neighborhood realizes and can see, not only that they count, but that their voices matter, and the things that they put on the table, that will work to implement them as much as we possibly can. A city of the future, in a world-class city, is one where that investment has happened. I've seen cities across this globe that got the fundamentals right. Cities that 60 years ago weren't much to talk about, but they got the fundamentals together. They got housing, they got infrastructure, they got education together. That's what we can and we should be. I don't want to be looked at as a competitor to a Columbus or a Cincinnati or St. Louis or Louisville. Those are fine cities. I think we have a unique place on this globe. And I think we have a unique set of residents and people who call Indianapolis home. With so much potential. And how do we achieve that? That's my goal. How do we get to the full implementation of what we have?
It's become popular at the State House to attack Indianapolis. Are those attacks valid, fair? Are they cheap shots?
No, I definitely do not think that they are valid and fair. If anyone is attacking Indianapolis, I take it personally. Indianapolis is a great city, and it's the economic engine, as everyone knows, of the state of Indiana. There obviously is, greater need that we have here, greater demands that we have here, and our situation in a big city, in the big city of the state, is so totally unique from all the other cities and towns that we have. Well, of course, then we stand out. And if folks want to say something that isn't flattering about our city, so be it. We know that we have an amazing place that we call home. And we'll continue to push forward to make it even greater. That's my goal. Not to listen to what anyone else has to say, little pot shots. It's not moving us forward. We can move forward. We can achieve, I think, all the potential that we have.
Today's obviously the launch of your campaign. Who is Vop Osili?
Well, thanks. I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a member of the City County Council, who's been president for a number of those years, of the past 14, and an architect by training. I have, in many ways, utilized that training as an architect to think about how we solve problems in the city, and even as my time on the council. How we build is an amazing reflection of what we value, what we hold as sacred. And the foundation that we build gives us the platform that we can do amazing things. I've been able to use that training as an architect to think about where we can be and how we get there. And so that's part of this launch, realizing the potential that we have. How do we harness it? How do we build from it? And how does that benefit as many residents as possible in all four corners of this county?
I assume that you expect political opponents in the primary, and how do you see that field developing over the next year?
Well, I'll be frank that I'm not looking at my opponents. I'm looking at how do I work with the residents of our city to hear them, to dream with them, to plan with them, to create something that they can own, that they feel is theirs, and ultimately that they feel like they belong. Our city, and one of the things I think, if I haven't mentioned it before, I want us to be able to break down the silos that have historically been in place, that city government can break through the things that divide us from our residents, things that divide us from our faith families, things that divide city government from our businesses. It is important that we are able to work in a collaborative, collective way. That's the goal that I have going forward. And so my goal in these next few months is to hear as much as I possibly can from the residents of our city. What do they see as their goals and their desires? And how do we implement them? Not in little piecemeal ways, but collectively. That's what I'm focused on.
You obviously have served in political office, but becoming mayor would be a certain new level of scrutiny. Are you ready for that? Are you willing to step into that arena?
Well, I think I've made the decision, so I think I already have, yes.
In this kind of a setting, I like to ask, is there something else that you would like to stress today that I haven't asked you?
Well, I appreciate that very, very much. The belief in our city, by its residents, being our greatest advocates, having their visions realized, is what is going to help us as that sort of world-class city that attracts others to come to it. As I said before, I don't want us to be flyover country. I want us to be go-to country. And we can do that. We can be a place that is recognized across this globe as a world-class place. If I can get to Indianapolis, the things that I've done over the course of these last years, working, for example, with to create the city's basically first city-funded microloan program for small businesses in communities that are disadvantaged, so that those businesses can grow and hire and lift up a neighborhood, that those folks are able to have employment. Or second chance work, that we break through the stigma that your past should dictate your future. I don't believe that, have acted upon that, and we've changed laws to ensure that people do have an opportunity to be their best selves. You know, if you repaid your debt to society, how important it is that your past is not still dragging you down. And if you want to be the very best that you can be and raise a family and have the dignity, and that translates not just into your family, but to your neighborhood and to your community. That lifts up those communities. That lifts us all up. I want us to realize that, you know, our best selves, because that's how we get to be that world-class city. And realize, you know, our aspirations. It's got to happen. The impact on our child, on our children, that a child can walk and feel safe, you know, going to school, and see his or her future in front. Well, do you know what that does then down the line? Those become the champions of our city. Those are the goals that I have for the city of Indianapolis. It's why I'm running for mayor. I believe in us, and I see that we have an amazing, amazing future.